I've always really loved fairies and earth spirits and any kind of aesthetic that's really earthy. So when I heard that a lot of you all wanted to see a Fairycore inspired aesthetic crochet patterns list for me, I was really excited to put this one together. And I'll be separating all of these patterns into 5 different categories: accessories, cardigans, dresses, tops, and bottoms. And as always, you can find all of the exact links to each of these patterns on my blog post, and that's going to be linked in the description box below. So first, let's get started with some Fairycore accessory patterns. First is this Pixie Purse by Lauralee. This pattern is beginner friendly and has 2 different styling options with it, one with a flap and button and one with a drawstring. It's perfect for popping a book into or putting some smaller items like a phone and chapstick in. And to create it, it's worked in the round, and then straps are added and attached with metal rings. It's also made with bulky yarn, so it would work up quite quickly. And this pattern is available on their YouTube channel, and I really liked how the designer used yarn scraps to make it. So if you have any yarn scraps lying around, this could be a really cool project to make with them. Next is this bark backpack by Whimsy Row. I really liked the color choice that the artist made and all of the texture of the stitches and details with the tree stump and rugged bark texture and all of the leaves and mushrooms. This pattern is more intermediate, as you do need to know how to increase, decrease, and work a magic ring, as well as work the front and back post stitch. And this one is a paid pattern in their Etsy shop. I also really liked the Fairycore headband by Wonder Netting. This one's more beginner friendly, and to create it, you make all of the wings separately, then you make the band and sew the wings together and then sew them to the band. They show you how to customize the size of the band as well to fit your head. And I really liked how this one didn't really require much yarn to make. It definitely uses less than 1 skein. So if you have just a bit of a leftover skein lying around and you're looking for something to make with it, this one could be a great project to make. You could also make this lovely DIY crochet flower headband by Realizing Erin. This one's definitely beginner friendly and is a YouTube video tutorial on their channel. They show you how to create the headband bind and then the flowers, and then simply tie the flowers to the headband, which is great if you don't like to do much sewing. And this one also didn't really require that much yarn, so it'd also be a great project to make with leftover yarn from another project. I also loved this crochet mushroom phone pouch by 365 Days of Dana. To make it, you work the pouch piece in the round and then crochet the handle, then you make the cap and the little spots and sew them onto the cap. This is a great piece for beginners, and this pattern is available on their YouTube channel. Or make some fanciful fairy wings like these ones by Sunshine Moth. It is beginner friendly, and to create it, you do need 4 wire hangers, and then you do a bit of crochet and use some pliers to shape the wing shapes and then align it all together and sew it together. This one also has some charts to help with assembling everything. And this one is a pattern that's available in their Etsy shop. You could also make the frog backpack like this one by Sunshine Moth. This one is also a pattern in their Etsy shop, and the lip of the frog in this design is a drawstring opening, which I just thought was so clever. And this one is beginner friendly, and I really loved a lot of the different patterns in this designer's shop. So if you love the whimsical Fairycore kind of vibe, definitely go check out a lot of the patterns that they have. Another backpack you could make is this snail bag by Yarnspirations. This one's more intermediate and does require you to know basic stitches as well as the bobble, double treble, half double crochet in the back loop, joined double treble, join triple treble, and triple treble. It measures 12 inches or 30.5 centimeters in diameter by 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters wide. And to make this one, you first make those snail sides and then the back straps and antenna, and then you seam them all together with a slip stitch. Another great one to make is this flower garden hood by Stone Sparrow Crochet. Now this one is a bit more experience level. It measures 24 inches or 61 centimeters in the back and 42 inches or 106 centimeters in the front. And this one is a bit more freeform, so that's good to keep in mind, and it's available as a pattern in their Etsy shop. Now I'll share some cardigan patterns with you. First is this Lotus Hooded Duster by Moral Fiber. I loved this pattern because they have options to customize it with or without sleeves, and this one has a lot of really helpful pictures for each step of the way. It's a free pattern on their blog, And I really liked how this artist used upcycled yarn from thrifted sweaters. This is personally something I really want to do more of, and I just feel like it gives this piece a lot of really cool character. Or make this fairy tale cloak by Jada in Stitches. This one is beginner friendly, and it's good to keep in mind that it's recommended to do a gauge swatch before diving into this one. For this one, you also work it flat and then sew it together. And this pattern is a tutorial on their YouTube channel. I also like this Fairy Shrug by Nat. And for this one, they work it flat and then connect it together where the sleeves start and then work those sleeves. This one is more beginner friendly and also is a free tutorial on their YouTube channel. And I liked how this one would work up quite quickly, and it uses basic stitches to make it. Or make this Fairy Queen coat by Earth Tricks. There are multiple different customization options for this one, including 4 different sleeve options and 2 hood options. I loved the pineapple design on this one, and the bell-shaped sleeves are personally one of my favorites. And it has 3 different sizes, from 34 inches to 42 inches, or 86 centimeters to 107 centimeters, with 2 to 3 inches or 5 to 8 centimeters of stretch. I think this one looks a bit more intermediate level to me, but it has 16 pages of photos and written instructions to help guiding you with making it. And this one is a paid pattern in their Etsy shop. I also liked this capelet by the Pattern family. It's beginner friendly and it only requires basic stitches to make, and it's worked in the round. It's one size that fits sizes small to large, and this pattern is available on their YouTube channel. Now I'll share some Fairycore dresses with you. First is this Fairycore Forest dress by the Forest Feather Fashion. I loved how simple this one is. It's beginner friendly and it's just 2 large granny squares that are simply sewn together. I'm in love with this make, and you could have so much fun with all the color combos you want to make it in. And I also would personally love to make it with scrap yarns. And this one's available for free on their YouTube channel. Or make this Natural Beauty crochet dress by Yarnspirations. I love the lace work on this one. It has a really earthy feel to me. It's more intermediate level to create, as it does require you to need to know quite a few special stitches, including the beginner double crochet, 2 double crochet cluster, beginning treble cluster, 3 treble cluster, single crochet 2 together, 2 single crochet 2 spaces together, beginning treble cluster, beginning treble shell, treble crochet shell, beginning small treble crochet shell, and small treble crochet shell, the V-stitch and the tall V-stitch. To create it, you need to make 4 different sections: the neckband, yoke, body, and skirt, and then the sleeves and neck edgings are worked last after the rest of the piece has been assembled. This is a free pattern on the Yarnspirations website, and this pattern includes sizes small to 3XL. If you want more of a challenge, you could also make this Blossom Robe dress by Tarta Studio. This dress is worked from the top down, and the flower pattern is worked in double crochet stitches according to a chart. So if you're comfortable with reading charts, you'll definitely find this helpful. It has 5 centimeters or 2 inches of negative ease, and this basically just means that it'll look slightly smaller when it's off of your body, but it'll stretch about 2 inches or 5 centimeters when you put it on your body. So it'll definitely hug your body's curves. The body is created in the round, and then you work the straps and attach it to finish it off. I really liked the earthy flower design on this one, and it's available for free on the hobby website. Or make this Peekaboo Fairy by Zoe Crochet. This one is a made-to-measure pattern that has a puffy style top that connects to a skater style skirt with a peekaboo waist. This one is more confident beginner level pattern and has options to customize it as well. And this pattern is available on their Ko-fi website. Next is the Angelica dress by B-Jax. This one is more advanced beginner friendly and is made to measure with exact instructions on how to get it to perfectly fit you. And for this one, you work the back panel and front panel, then connect them together and work that skirt section in the round with the border around the neckline, and create some straps for the corset, and then work the sleeves. And this pattern is available on their YouTube channel. Now I'll share some Fairycore tops with you. First is the Judy Peplum by Moon Bailey's Crochet. I loved the off-the-shoulder design and corset style front, and this pattern also shares how to add flower applique to your liking, which would definitely give it more of a Fairycore vibe. There's a minimal amount of fastening off, which definitely means less ends to weave in if that's not your vibe, and it's designed using 5 different textured and lace stitches. I love that it has inclusive sizing to fit all body types, and it's available as a paid pattern in their Etsy shop. There are tutorial videos and diagrams for all of the unusual stitches on this one, and I really liked the construction on this one. They designed it so that there's an inner layer on the top so it's not see-through, which is really nice. I also liked the Fairy Corset by Chenda DIY. This one's beginner friendly as well and on their YouTube channel, and to create it, it's worked flat, and then you add some straps and the border and the bones for the corset detailing. And it's good to note that you might need to adjust it by adding more or less chains here in order to make sure that it fits you as you work it flat. Or make the Fairy Top by Wonderland Patterns Co. I like how lush this design is. It requires only basic crochet skills to make, but it is a bit more intermediate level. I love the texture that this one has, and this one is made to measure and is in their Etsy shop. Now I'll share some Fairycore crochet bottoms with you. First is this Fairycore mini skirt by Zila Gumamila. This one is beginner friendly and is worked flat to begin, and then it's connected and worked in the round to create that ruffled effect. Each of the layers here are worked with different yarns, and I loved how much texture this added, and it only requires basic stitch, so it's a bit more of a mindless make, not a lot of counting, which is great. And this one is available on their YouTube channel. I also liked this Forest Fairy skirt by Stitched by Emma. This one is more intermediate level and is made to measure. Each size has also been tested, which is nice. And this pattern has a lot of photos of the process of making it to help guide you along your way. And this one is available to purchase on the Ribbler. And this Fairy Chaps pattern by Small Cotton Creations is so fun. It includes sizes extra small to 3XL. It's more of a bikini bottom and is intermediate level to create. And I also liked how it has a matching top pattern to go along with it. And this one is available as a pattern in their Etsy shop. Well, what did you think of my selection of Fairycore crochet patterns? Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite and which kind of crochet patterns you would like to see next from me. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to join me each week for more crochet inspiration. Don't forget to check out my blog post for exact links to all of those patterns. And also, while you're on my website, go ahead and subscribe to my monthly newsletter so you don't miss any of the behind the scenes happening here at Cactus Lady Creation, including shop updates, upcoming patterns, and updates on blog posts. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me in the next one.